Bradford, and he wanted to use it for his juniors, which is great. Yeah. He said, "Is it all right?" I said, "Yeah." Yeah, don't worry, you could use it. Right then, first shot then is to split the reds open. Yeah, you probably don't want to smash them too much.
You get to move the one.
You do, for every shot. And each one you pot is worth a point. Okay, so you want to split them up, but look at you. Coming out here like a ball break. Right, now if that drops in, happy days. Don't have to pot that one. That's not worked out too bad for you, is it? Because you just give it a whack. Right, now pick the cube. Yeah, pick the cube up. Now what I want to see here, Jack, with these shots, is you stepping in, yeah? Now, that's it. So once you've lined up the shot, I'm expecting you to stand back, look at the pot,
Can you move the ball a bit closer?
Well, why don't you put it this side of the table? Just put it there. It's easy, isn't it?
Then you won't have to lean so far.
Yeah, you won't have to stretch for it. But yeah, I think you're okay anyway there, to be fair. Yeah, okay. Now don't, as I said, every point's going to be really important to pass. So don't treat it like an exhibition. Take your time. Yeah, that's good. Okay. Well, I'll play the other two first and leave that till last. You know, it'd be nice to get to that one and have be 5 points on there. Yeah, you stretched for that, didn't you? And there was no reason why you could be this side of the table for that. But right, that's okay. I need that. So set the cube lock for the next one. Okay, you've got was it 3 pots so far? Wait a minute, where are you going now?
Jack, you don't have to go
No,
there,
you
mate.
don't,
You can
no,
put it
no.
wherever you like.
Ball in hand for every
Oh,
shot.
do I
Yeah,
start?
yeah.
You're still
Yeah,
trying
yeah.
I
to
thought
pot.
I
yeah.
start again.
No, you don't
Yeah.
start again. It's how many out of 6 you can
Yeah,
get.
how many out of 6 you pot? Now again here, don't forget, if you're right-handed and you're playing positional play, say I'm making a break,
Oh yeah.
I'm going to be this side of the table, so I'm not having to use the rest. And I get that cue ball within a foot really, that's it. Get the closer it is, the easier the pot. That's better. Okay, you don't have to play for the next red, you just concentrate on the pot. Yeah, that's good. Right. Okay, now this one isn't too bad really. It depends on how you want to play the shot. Okay.
I would suggest middle or bottom.
Well, yeah, as I said, I can't get involved really because this is your level, so it's not too bad that. So stand right back, though. That's one thing I will nag you over. Yeah, I'm not sure you'll get that. Oh, you did. That's a good prize. Because you did step back into a bit of a risk, but that's your natural talent there, digging you out. Which is all right, which is fair enough. Right. The next one then we got is playing from tight under the cushion. I'll just explain to you the technique here that's needed. Well, actually, better still, I'll ask you what you do when
Is
you.
this the one that you pop the white in the middle pocket?
You do from tight under the cushion. Now we've got 6 pots to make, so like the one before, you're getting a point for each pot that you make. This time we're potting the cue ball each time. Now, our cue ball is right tight against the cushion. It's got to be touching the cushion. Okay, is it touching?
No.
That's good enough, that's touching.
That way, Jack.
It can't be like touch, well, it's good enough, yeah. Sometimes, because of the cloth, the ball won't actually just stick there, but that looks good to me. Right, so, nothing changes with our setup. So if you watch, I've got my head. What I tend to do is I tend to look over this shoulder, about lining up. Some people say stand sort of square, and you've got almost like go like that and get down. I'm not a big fan of that. That's an exaggeration, by the way. That jump. It's just you've got to try and get your foot underneath your head. I'm happy looking over my shoulder. And having that back foot there ready to go, and then it's very easy just to drop down and play the shot. So stepping in, still the same. Now wait a minute. What changes then have we got to make to our technique? Because we can only hit the top of the ball, so we can't play screw shots or anything like that. Yeah, okay. So you've got got to hit down the ball a little bit. It's only a little bit, so that's the first thing. You've got to raise your bridge just high enough so you can make a good strike at the ball. What about my grip? Do you notice anything different there? Suddenly my cue seems to have got too big for me. So the reason I moved my hand forward like that is because this hand now is right on top of the cue ball, you see. You see how this hand's closer? So I've got to bring this hand forward. So by doing that, I can make a good normal like hit on the ball. You can see that the arm is still going down like that. If I held the cue back here now, you can see how the hand's behind the elbow. My cue's going to seesaw. And then finally with this, when you hit the ball, you've got to almost hit through and down to try and make a good contact. So you can see there, I've got my tip very close to the cue ball. I hit through and down so I can make a good strike. If my cue comes off, I'm likely to miss cue. You with me? If it goes off, it's going to miss cue.
Not 58 inch or 59 inch here.
Oh, this one, I don't know. I think it's just a normal length. I know what I did get done is a new joint and it's fantastic.
I've got 58 inch.
Yeah, I know, which is fine. Your cue's fine. I said to your dad, didn't I? I said, full length cue's fine. As long as it's not heavy, which I don't think it is. Right, that's good. Technique's good. Right, over to the
I
next.
like a bit of weight, but not too much.
Yeah. Well, my cue's heavy now because that joint's heavy. My arms were aching a little bit to start with, so I got used to it. Yeah, it's good. Hitting it nice. Pretty good. Okay.
It's a weird sound when it goes into the pot.
Oh, it's a good sound, though, isn't it? Oh, I think it's a great sound. When you time the ball, pot it really quick. I mean, that's a cool thing to snooker. Okay, yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's a I mean, sounds are cool. I think it's like when you drive a cool car and it makes that really good exhaust sound. It's a bit like that with the pocket. There you go, bang. That's what I said about Tyler's shop. That's why I put it online. It's the sound. It sounds really good. Just keep your concentration there because you're doing really well there. See if you can get all six. You give the table a clean, right? It's not like this at home, is it?
This looks like a bit of hair.
Oh, is it? All right, okay. Okay, yeah, it's good. Try and keep still. Don't get, because you find things so easy sometimes. I think you start, trying to put a bit of flair into it. So you've got to be careful with that. Flair is for when you want a frame, or when you've done something, then you can do the flair stuff. Very good. You did well with that. Very good striking of the cue ball. So the method you're using is working. It will be tested more later in the levels because later on you're potting balls from time to the cushion, which obviously is going to be a lot harder to do. Right now, this one always makes me laugh. I'm introducing a safety. Well, it's called a shot to nothing. So what do you understand about shot to nothing with that cue ball? So, have you ever heard of a shot to nothing?
No.
Right, okay. A shot to nothing is where you go for a pot, but if you miss it, you're getting your cue ball somewhere safe on the table. Where's the normal safe place on the table when you're playing in a game? Where often is the safest place to put the cue ball? It's behind something. Yeah, okay. Yeah, behind the ball front.
Behind the green,
Yeah,
brown,
yeah.
or yellow.
Yeah, this often in a frame becomes a safe area because you've got the reds down that end and the high value colours. So you're thinking, right, I don't want.
So I would say anywhere behind there is about a good way.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, absolutely. And with this shot that you're going to play, that's what you're trying to do. So you're trying to keep the pink in that half of the table, and you're trying to get your cue ball back behind the baulk line.
I think I did this with my dad, and then like on that table
Yeah, I
over
think.
there.
Yeah, I think I've
and
seen you
then
practice.
Don't you try to pop the pin, and if you miss it, you hit that cushion, hit that.
Absolutely, you've got
Comes
it.
down here for
Yeah, that's
safety.
perfect description. So I tend to put the cue ball close to one of the
Corners.
baulk colours. It would either be close to the yellow spot or close to the green spot. I wouldn't put it on the spot because it can be in a hole and wobble around. inside the spot. Now, hold on, because I'm going to show you the shot. The pot itself, it comes back to the potting angles we learned. This one is around about a quarter ball pot, because we want to pot it. Now, the reason I say we want to pot it is we get a point if we pot it. So we're getting a point for potting it, and we're getting a point for getting it back behind the line.
How far do you have to get it? Just behind this line?
Anywhere, if it comes to rest, even if just a sliver of the white is past the line, just a sliver like that, can you see that? That would count. Okay, so you see just if there's a sliver, that will count, yeah. So that's helping you a little bit, it's just giving you a little bit more room. Now the pot is quarter ball. Now when I say quarter ball, I just want to sort of try and show you what I mean. We're going to use the yellow ball. So this is the cue ball, it comes down the table and it comes into contact with the yellow. So this is the cue ball start point and contact
Can
point.
I use the yellow? So just hit the
No. The reason I've done this, I wanted to explain what quarter ball means. You can see there that it's clipping the pink, isn't it? You can see there, that's how much. So you send your cue ball down that line, it hits the pink goes in the corner pocket, white comes off. This cushion, that cushion comes back behind the baulk line. Happy days, got 2 points. Okay. Now, the maximum you can score in this routine is 6. So it is possible to do it in only 3 shots, but you're going to get 6 shots. Okay, so you've got 6 shots, and to see how many points. See if we can get to that 6. Okay. Alright, so it's a little bit strong, and I'll give you a warm-up go or 2 at this. We'll start on your first one. Okay, so that wasn't bad first shot. It's pretty good effort. Okay, that looks good. That's the point then. So you're up and running. Good pace for the cue. How close is that to the bottom cushion? That's really good. Okay, so now for your second shot. So you've got a point so far. Now for your second shot. Again, playing each one from the same position, same place. Oh, that's a cracker. Oh, I thought you had the pink. But anyway, the cue ball's good. You're unlucky there. I thought you applied that. Really did. Right. Great start, though. 2 out of 2. It's really good, Jack. Because this, I think, is the hardest one on this level. The hardest one, the one that people struggle the most with. Oh, that's both times, isn't it? You rattled that pink. But again, great cue ball. So that's 3 out of 3.
What if it comes like here?
No, that's no good. It's got to be some part of the cue ball behind the baulk line. It could even be a sliver, but it's got to be something. But this is great. You've done 3 out of 3, and you're getting close to potting the pink. Again, that should be okay. I think that's going to stop in time, is it? It's going to be close, this one.
No.
I think you're going to be alright. Yeah, cool. 4 out of 4.
Yeah, to the keyboard, just on the line.
Yeah.
Wait, I don't need to move it, just
No,
like
that's
that.
alright. No, you're doing good. You're doing good. Oh, just caught that pink a little bit thick that time. Okay, so you brought cue ball and pink were in this side. You see that would leave a shot, wouldn't it, again? Right, you've got 1 go left. If you can pop the pink and get your cue ball back, it's still possible to get your 6 points, but you've got 4 with this 1 shot left, okay? It looks like you finished with another point, or is that going to be too strong? I think just needs a sliver. Oh, it's just gone too far, but another good score, another 4 points. You're doing really well. And that's the tough one, that. So 4 out of 6 on that one's a really good score. Now the next one we're going to do is pots in the middle pocket, and I want you to tell me what is going to happen when you pot these shots slowly into the
I'm
middle.
on in this one, I don't know.
Right, so let me just explain something to you. Right, so just borrow that cube a minute, because we want these to be about balls width apart, so that I get them in the right places. You can see there. I'm going to make pots any harder.
This end one is really tricky. I've done it on that one, and I really
when we play these shots, there is something that is making these pots a little bit easier. Do you know what that is? If we were potting them, if I lined them up on the baulk line and you were trying to pot them into the middle pockets from the baulk line, they would be harder pots. And the reason for that is if you just run your hand across the cloth like that, and go that way. So this, you go this way and then that way. Yeah, one's smooth and one's rough. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, that's smooth. Yeah, yeah. So when you're playing these shots, you're playing against the fibres of the cloth.
So on this one,
So
it's
like-
going to be rough.
Yeah. Well, what it means is when the ball slows down, it will curve a little bit.
If you
into
go
the
back,
pocket.
you won't go backwards normally, because you're going forwards on, unless you're getting back up, you're going back from the smooth side.
Yeah, no, it's not to do with how it feels sort of with your hand or anything. It's how the ball travels. So if you watch, if you get behind the pocket, you might be able to see this. So if you get behind it, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little mark here. Okay. That is your aiming point. It's the lip of the
If I
pocket.
stand behind the pocket, I'll pick you up.
Oh, no, you're okay. That's okay. Right, so if you watch, I'm going to aim at that chalk mark I've just created, and as the ball slows in, you should find it curves in towards this jaw. So it'll curve, but it's only when you hit it softly. If you hit it hard, then it won't work. So I'm just going to play it very, very gently, and you watch it start to curve. This is the problem I have now with these cloths. I think they put, I forget what they're called, something smart cloths. And what they
to reduce the difference?
yeah, so they make the nap much shorter so that it's quicker. Traditionally, that would curve in a lot. There, it held its line really well, which is tending to be the change in the professional game. They like these cloths with a very short nap and lots of speed. I'm not a fan because on a club table, you need the fibres to get the grip, to get all the spins and stuff. And interestingly here, that's not turning at all. Right, I think with that in mind, you've got to just go for the pot, okay? I still think it's fine to aim at the lip if you hit it softly, because you see that still went in, but it didn't turn like I thought it would. Now that could be because the table's not totally true, but it's more likely because of the nature of the cloth. This cloth is one of these, I think Hainsworth Smart we call them, so you don't get as much nap. So off you go. You've got your opening shot as a free shot just to get used to the table. That's good. Your feet are on the ground. That's all right. Okay, that's a lovely start, Jack. So now pick your cupel up and line up for the next shot. Okay.
My tip didn't sound very good, but that was
Yeah,
good
probably
space.
enjoyed. Yeah, mine sometimes does that. Yeah, just a little bit strong again there. You want to try and roll these in if you can, because at that, you know, you said about this last shot. That last shot, that speed won't, the pocket won't take it. It's just, so you just want to be rolling it very soft. Oh yeah, a little bit pushy there. You might have to run through this one again. Anyway, just so that you've got, because you're still stunning. Now I've just plain, you know, do you know what I mean when I say plain ball?
Yeah.
Just hit the centre of the cue ball, just softly. You see, that's a good pace, but we've not got the line at the moment. Make sure it's straight shot, bring it back. That's better. That's better line, because remember, we want to be aiming at that mark. That's good. That's better. That's better. That's a lovely shot. Well done, Dan. And that's a perfect pace as well. So if you play this shot at that speed, you can hop this ball. You've just got the front jaw. Right. So you did 3, which is good. So let's just spin through that one more time. So that's one that's definitely worth practicing again.
Don't touch me with that.
Yeah, no, neither
Using
just
that
it.
to
Yeah.
work these around.
Yeah, I know that you got 3 on it. Oh, well, that'll stay in my head. I won't forget. But we'll give you another go, because again, it's like a little learning one. I don't. You said you've done this once before, haven't you? You said you did that. So, the perfect shot that you played was that second red. That's a sort of line and pace you want to play the shots at. So just give that another go. Pace, yeah, it was a little bit heavy because what you're choosing to do, you see, if you remember the way I played the shot, you're stunning them in. Now, for the purpose of this, we want to give ourselves the maximum chance of potting the ball. So I would just roll this in softly as a little plain border. It's quite nice to make a nice hill on it. Just go through and just try and play it sort of that. Oh, that did turn a little bit that time actually. That did move a little bit in. That's just because the cross a little bit rough. Get a bit inconsistent. So that's a good way to play the shot. You just roll it in softly like that. Because you can still make a good strike at the shot, but what you do is you give yourself the best chance of potting it. Okay, that's all right. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, a little bit softer maybe, but that's all right. You struck that nice. Yeah, you missed that just because you corrected when you're down. You were actually lined up perfect on that, and then you just made adjustment. And the reason you correct when you're down is because sometimes you don't step in, you see. That's why you've got to step in. That's better. Yeah, there you go. See? Because it actually is easier. If you just take a little moment longer before you get down, when you're down, you don't have to do any corrections, you see. You can just get down and play the pot quite quickly. So again, get up, because again, you're now having to adjust. That's it. Always come forwards with your head towards the line. So once you've done that, just take a little step back, then come forward. And then that helps you line it up better. That's better. Oh no, unlucky. Okay, so we want, you now step back. That's a good shot out, because that was tight from there. So again, exactly the same. Once you've lined it up, get back and then get your head looking down the line. That's it, because this one you can beat your score. You can get up to 4 here if you can pot this. That's it, build the tension. That's good, I think. Oh, it's just too strong. Too strong. A little bit softer, and you might have just got that little bit of nap put in. So that's okay, you're on 3, so we've got a chance here. You need 2 points to do the 20, so and then you can do it in this routine, because this is, I was a bit crafty, but this is why we did colours in order earlier, because what this is an easier version of it. So it's like you make your training more difficult, and then when you've got to do it real.
Charlie and Ben did.
Yeah, they might have done
Oh
something.
no, they didn't do this, but they had all of the balls along
Yeah,
there.
all 15. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's called. That's one of the practice challenges. So you will be doing that at some point. We will be working on that with you. Yeah, it's a nice start. Yeah, good position. So you probably worked it out for yourself. You just got to try and clear these 6 reds, making as few mistakes as possible. Sort of worked. You could have just rolled it through gently and got the same thing. You can put that in the corner, that's okay. But you want to top this in because you want your white to go forwards. So nice and high on the, that's it, and try and just roll it in gently. Didn't quite get your angle, yeah. You know, but that's a good start. You've still got 5 lines left. So what I do now is I just bring these together, tie them up. You've got 4 to do now. Okay. A good one to start, probably that outside one, just so you just leave yourself then on this red. That's it, just roll that through gently. That'll do, yeah. And then again, no, nothing crazy, just roll that red in just the same, because you've still got 5 points left. Oh, sometimes you're missing them because your bridge is a bit too high, so you're getting down the ball a little bit. So you've got to be careful of that. We've still got 4 lives, so we're fine. Doing good. So if you come around here and just roll this one in, just say try and get that bridge a little bit flatter. That's it. And then you see you can raise up. That's the idea. Raise up by lowering down there. That's it. Okay, that's a good shot. Well done. Because I think that again is a little consequence of when you were younger, having your hand really high. Now you should be able to, you know, your hand's bigger, you're getting taller. You should be able to get this part of the hand on the table. Just saying, you should be able to get that part of the hand on the table and just pull at the top of your finger. That's something you can work on when you've got the table when you come in.
That's enough now, Jack. Come on, focus on what
That's
you're
it, yeah. Now look at this little, close to a half ball
So
shot.
am I allowed to move it?
No, you've got to put it. Yeah, this is the bit. Okay, so just play that softly. Yeah, good shot, well done. Because don't forget, you've still got 4 lives left. So you're looking good, so just take your time, make a nice clean pot on it. Oh, you flicked it? No, you got one? Right then, this is it's a little bit of jeopardy here. You've got 3 lives, so you're on 21 points. Okay, not that one's pot. So if you can pot it, you'll score 21. Very good. Put it there. Well done, you did it. Only just, but you did it. 21 points is good. Okay, so there's a few little areas to work on, but nothing too scary.